Alright guys, this is going to be a real quick update video. What's going on? My name is Bossrosslp. Well, actually you already know that, don't you? Why am I being awkward? Anyway, real short update video. Sorry I have glasses on, it's going to reflect the screen. It's going to look stupid as shit, but oh well. It's a little late at night, so that's probably why I'm being a little bit quiet. Yeah, let's just update with a couple different things. Let's just sit back in my chair and fall backward. Maybe this will turn into like a really funny viral video if I do that. Nah, I don't want to do that yet. We'll save that for when we're selling real estate. Anyway, there's a couple different things I want to update on. First off, I hit 1502 videos at the time of uploading this. Technically, this will be 1503. So that is 1,503 videos. That's a lot. I did want to do a special for the 500 videos after 1,000. So 1,500 was supposed to get a special, and it is. But I actually want to do something special for it. Usually I do top 10s around this time, of like my top 10 favorite moments of the past 500. And while I sort of still want to do that, I kind of want to put that off for a bit. And instead, I'd rather do something else, actually. I'm not going to say at all what it is. I have not teasered it at all. This is something I've just built up over the past couple days in my own mind. And if it works out, this is actually going to be really cool. It has nothing to do with Anime Talk Show. It has nothing to do with anything on my channel. It's just something small and stupid, but I think it'll actually be very fun. I really do. So that is going on. That's really all I need to know about that. But speaking of Anime Talk Show, look at that transition. That's a transition Mr. Alex would be proud of. Anime Talk Show Episode 1. Right now, I have recorded the entirety of Anime Talk Show Episode 1. It is completely recorded, completely done, which is nice. Also, my hair looks nice today. Look at that shit. I didn't have to comment. I guess that's what happens when you get it short. Yeah. Anime Talk Show Episode 1 is completely recorded. I need to go in the editing phase now. Technically, I have like a pre-editing phase and like another editing phase after that. The first phase is going to be dedicated to basically trimming it, cutting away all the bullshit mistakes, and throwing that all together. Maybe I'll make a bloopers reel, because there were a lot of mistakes in that one, but that's in every single one of the ones where I have a script and I'm actually talking. I tried to make it sound a little bit less this time, like I had a script. That was probably like the least thing I liked about the first Anime Talk Show Episode 0. It felt like I was reading a script, and I kind of don't want to have that. I really do want to make it more personalized, so I'm going to try and remove that sort of. It's going to be a lot of trial and error here and there. Another thing, I also tried to make it a little bit less jokey, but at the same time, while that's a good thing, it's also a bad thing, like depending on how you want to consider it. I'm trying to actually develop like actually being jokey by talking. Like, instead of actually throwing shit at you and hoping it makes you laugh, I'm going to try and say something funny and get a laugh, because I think that is real comedy. Like, you go look at someone like Nintendo Capri Sun, there you go, and he makes a joke and people laugh at it because he's a funny guy. He can make jokes and people can laugh at it. Then you go and look at someone like me, I guess, by example. And sometimes I'll throw out a funny line here and there, I guess. But a lot of the humor I relied on in Anime Talk Show Episode 0 was a lot of transitions and fillers and crap like that. I suppose if you wanted to go look at someone to be like Kid Icarus, as an example, like he does have some funny lines, but a majority of the humor that he has is very visual. Like, it's a very visual humor. And I want to have an auditory humor as well as a visual. So I tried to make this one a little bit less on the jokey, a lot of bullshit going around side, and more of like a review, which I kind of wanted to do in the first place. It'll actually make it a lot easier to edit if I don't have to like do a bunch of random bullshit, and also I think it'll just come out more professional and more nice looking. Hopefully you guys can like give me feedback on how that looks. That'll be pretty nice. With that done, there's really only a couple other things to talk about. I suppose I could say Stupid Game Saturday is going to be making a comeback. I have mentioned that a couple times. I believe the last time I mentioned that was the Toy Story session stream, and that was like a couple months ago, maybe a month or two. Actually, yeah, that was, because that was when like school just started. So I have not mentioned much about Stupid Game Saturday or what's going on with it. I kind of plan to start it back up after Anime Talk Show Episode 1 went up, so I'd have something to not focus on. It's not like Stupid Game Saturday takes a long time, but I'd like to focus on it, make it good, because that was a fun little series I've had on my channel, and I've tried to make that a lot better quality than other shit on my channel, so I'd like to have a little bit of focus time on it. I'm not going to say it's going to start in like the summer, but it's probably going to start sooner or later. Hell, maybe even this Saturday if I'm feeling up to it. I'll throw up a stupid game Saturday, which will be fun. It'll be nice. Speaking of which, throwing stuff up, I really should be throwing up, not throwing up, but like throwing up videos on the channel. I've been slacking a little bit this week, but that's mostly because of the 1500. I was thinking like, ooh, I should probably stop, but I'm like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. I'll just keep going. And speaking of that, I really should do another stream. Like, I know, Nikki, you said that I should do a stream, like a pizza stream, and just, like, have a Q&A segment and just talk around with Ian. That would be fun. I was thinking about that, too. Though that would probably require some planning and actually giving you guys more than an hour before I start streaming. Or 30 minutes, technically, with that recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stream. Go watch it. That was a very fun stream. If you don't watch anything on my channel, go watch that. That was absolutely hilarious. That whole stream. Like, Turtles in Time was fun. Jeopardy was a little stupid. Wheel of Fortune. Oh my god, that was really funny. Alright. But yeah, that's the whole deal with Stupid Game Saturday. It's going to be continuing on its own with all that shit. New channel art. If you have not seen that, well, new channel art is up. I haven't gotten a ton of comments. I don't know if people just missed it or they don't care anymore. That's perfectly fine, but it was fun to make. It did not take as long as the first one, but it looks a lot better than the first one, at least in my opinion. And I think a lot of it has to do with I've gotten a lot better at using Pixlr, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know what the hell it's. Let me go look it up. It's photo editor online. Yeah, it's Pixlr. I recommend it highly, actually. It's basically free Photoshop online, and it's not excellent, but it's helped. It's helped make a couple channel PNGs, made stuff like that. Although usually I use what the hell is it called? Right here, Autodesk, I believe. No, Sketchbook Express 6.2. I use that for the title cards. More for the channel art, I use the other because it helps a lot more with layers to have that one. It's a lot easier to use for layers and shit like that. Anyway, that's the new channel art. New mic. If you have not seen the new mic yet, well, there it is. I've only used it a couple times. I used it in the stream. I used it in Tales of Graces, which I've done recently, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I used it in a recent session of Paper Mario, which you guys are not going to see for quite a while. That's not till session 11, which, judging by how close I am in the game, I still have to do Chapter 7. I have to do the pit, like the 100 Trials of the Pit, which is all going to be one session probably, because that's like fucking enormous, and going through the door. So in other words, there's only about like 5 hours left of gameplay, give or take. So that's like a session or two, like a good long session or two. And even then, that won't be too bad, and I'll probably be using the new mic as well. So that's really what's going on with that. New mics. Technically mics, because yes, there is another mic over here. This is the dynamic that you just saw over here. If I can grab it without falling out of my chair. This is I don't remember what the hell it's called anymore. I was talking about it. It's this mic. It's more for recording this one. Though this one seems to work better with the computer for whatever reason. Although, you know, now that I think about it, that probably has nothing to do with the mic itself. It's just where it's plugged in. And now the sound's going to pick up on that because it's actually plugged in here. That was actually kind of a stupid idea. You know what? Whatever. You get the idea. So that is the deal with that. So what's the status on the Let's Plays? I suppose I should talk about that because I do have a couple Let's Plays going on. Let's start off with Skyrim. Skyrim is the one I have not been really focusing on. But a large part in that is because there's not a whole big following towards it. Usually the episodes don't tend to get a lot of views. I think someone was watching. I think it was like Lord Sundial for a little bit was watching it, but I don't know if he trailed off or what. But yeah, Skyrim is continuing, if anyone was really wondering about that. I'm going a bit slower on that. I kind of want to have that be a trailer. Like that's like not a trailer for a video, but like a trail on. It's going to trail. As the year goes along, it's going to be very, very slow going. Because that is a long game, and I can imagine that going as much as like 100 parts, and they're 30-minute parts. They're big parts. So it is, without a doubt, going to probably be my longest Let's Play. Unless I just decide to do none of the side quest shit, which I have completely failed at doing, if that was my original MO. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of the side quest shit, and pretty much throwing the main storyline out the window. As soon as I got Fusro down, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. Which is something I don't even usually do. I don't even go that far in it. I just go with the main quest line until I fight like the first dragon to make other dragons appear, and then I just shit around. So I'm at least doing a little bit more of the main storyline missions. I also have to get started on the DLC, though there is not as many as there were in Fallout, which is nice. Though of course it will take a lot longer to do than the Fallout DLC. So that's Skyrim. Like I said about Paper Mario 2, I already technically updated on that. There's really not much else to say. Like I said, it's still going on. I have no concerns that it's going to finish very soon. I'm not very far along in the uploading for it, but like I said, see, I don't give a shit, let's play, so it's not like it's top priority. Though it does seem like Link Blows Crawfish, Yo Man, that you are into it, which is pretty sweet. Hopefully, that I don't give a shit, let's play is actually entertaining to some effect. I mean, it's kind of fun. It is a really fun let's play, and I am actually good at the game. So that's kind of funny. It's like one of the, like, I think I'm alright at games, but that one I'm just like, if I had to choose which games I'm iconically good at, it would definitely be Paper Mario 2. I am pretty alright at that game. So that's kind of funny. Phoenix Wright, how's that going along? Well, I've already mentioned before on a couple different occasions that the whole game is recorded, but now the whole game is completely rendered, edited, everything. Like, it's completely done. I almost wanted to do like a little mini song at the end, like do my own rendition of Straight Line Manifesto's The Hands That Thieve, because that fits surprisingly well with the whole Phoenix Wright game, although it fits with like chords in general. So maybe I'll do something like that at the very end. That'll just be like a little side video, a little stupidity throw out there, but something like that. Phoenix Wright was a very fun let's play. You guys will see the end of it. I did not cut out a lot of my stupidity near the end, so you guys are going to have to deal with a lot of bullshit in the final parts. Sorry about that. But I felt like, to quote Tim, that's what like the final boss is all about. Like showing, it's what let's plays are all about, showing all your failure. And there was a lot of failure. It got to the point where literally I didn't even care that I was resetting. And it wasn't even like that bad. It's just that there's this one part at the very end of the game which I kind of have a personal vendetta against, because when you win it and when you fail it, let's just say that, there's almost no difference in the dialogue for the first couple words. So it threw me off. I think I actually got the correct answer on like the second or third try. But because of the fact that the dialogue is exactly the same, it took way too long, because I like automatically assumed that I was wrong and reset like a dumbass. So you guys can laugh at me about that. That was a fun time. Yeah, and that's that. And I suppose the last thing to talk about is Tales of Graces, which is over there. No, it's not. I gotta play it back. Well, it's technically in the PlayStation, but yeah, I started Tales of Graces with Dan. I know that was a little bit early, and I kind of did that for a couple different reasons. One, I wanted to test out the mic. That was the main go-to reason. The whole reason this mic is brilliant is that it can record both mine and Ann's voice, which is incredibly useful. And it does it in such a way where it's not obnoxious. Though it won't work with Camtasia, which I don't understand why, or with a couple different programs, it does work with this. It does work with Cyberlink, and it does work with OBS, and it does work with whatever the HD streaming for like the PlayStation and Xbox and all that shit, which is incredibly useful. Like again, the new mic, it's fantastic. Only real issue with it though is that it splits the left and right. So if I really wanted to record, I'd have to either, if I'm by myself, I'm gonna have to split the mono and make it stereo so it plays both sound out of both ears, which is no problem at all. I could edit that. In fact, in Audacity, no matter how long the session is, that edits in like a minute. It's really fast, so that's perfectly fine. And yeah, distractions keep coming. Yeah, that's also part of the update. Got to keep that in. Yeah, distractions happen all the time. Different shirt, no glasses this time. Probably different lighting. Probably something else different. Yeah, it's the next day. Welcome back, sort of. It'll just be the same thing. Anyway, as I was saying, I believe I was saying something about Tales of Graces last. again, that's going to be the same. It's just the new mic. That's what all there is about it. It's going to continue. It's going to continue slowly, though. I want to focus on Skyrim, Paper Mario, and getting Phoenix for upload. So that's that. Now, the one last thing I wanted to talk about was upcoming Let's Plays, because Skyrim's finishing soon, Paper Mario's finishing soon, technically, Phoenix Wright is going to be done soon. Wait, why did I say Skyrim's going to be finished soon? No, that's not going to be finished till, like, the summer. But anyway, upcoming Let's Plays of what I want to do. For the most part, I really don't want to spoil the short games, because there's really no reason to. So I have a couple short games in mind. It's not even going to be anything big, so those are going to be themselves. Upcoming Let's Plays are going to be big, or at least somewhat big. First off, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on PC. I played Oracle, or not Oracle, Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, whatever you call you, a little while ago on the channel, the PC version. That was fun, and I want to get started on Chamber of Secrets, of course. So that'll be going up probably as the next project. After that, there's the Pokemon Trading Card Game 2, which is Rise Great Rocket, or whatever the hell it's called. It's basically a game rocket. It was only released in Japan. There's an English patch, and I definitely want to play that game. That game will be fun, though it is a little bit repetitive, just like the first one. In fact, even more so in this one. There's a lot into it. It's like even bigger. Well, like a different world, so to speak. It has the same world, but shorter. You guys will see. You guys will see, for sure. And then the one last game, I sort of spoiled it with the whole flub on the Sorcerer's Stone. Oracle of Ages. I do want to do Oracle of Ages, which is the Capcom Zelda game on Game Boy Color. Specifically, I want to do Ages and not Seasons yet. No real reason. I prefer Ages, and I want to do both, but I want to do Ages first. Because, I don't know, I know Ages a little bit more, just like a teensy bit more. And also, I feel like Ages is easier, so to, actually, you know what, it's difficult to decide which one's easier. Like, it's ironic, the way they advertised them, Oracle of Ages had like more puzzles, and Seasons had more combat. Seasons reflected the first Zelda games, while Ages was more of like, I guess, a Link to the Past Zelda-esque. In a way, like, they're both basically very similar, but Ages is actually harder in my opinion. I feel like it's a harder game. The bosses are more challenging because they're more puzzle-based, and they still beat the shit out of you. Like, in Seasons, you just swing your sword and shit works, pretty much. Except for that fucking long boss in like, the third temple. But enough of that. That's pretty much the update. There's really nothing else to talk about. Don't want to say anything, hold my peace, Ross? I'm just looking at the fishies right now, trying to think if there's anything else. We got a new fish recently. I don't know, I don't follow that too much. There's a family fish on my fish. Yeah, I think that's about done for an update. Sister's friends are coming over, so I should probably wrap this up. They're going to keep me up all night. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Because literally, they're going to be in like the basement. Actually, you know what? They are technically upstairs, aren't they? Maybe they won't keep me up because I sleep downstairs. You know, I really should do a house tour sometime. Except that'd be weird. It'd kind of be pointless. I'm not the creatures. I'm not anything like huge. There's not really any reason to. 1,500 no, it's not. No house tour. Yet. Maybe like a basement tour. You guys want a basement tour? There, basement tour over. That's pretty much the basement in a nutshell. Yeah. Later, guys. That should be a pretty good update.